Yeah, so welcome all. We will be discussing today regarding the selling and trading Ayush and herbal medicines. So basically, we are almost now good to go. Next week, we are going to the market. We are starting the actual live business on the apps. Thank you so much for your support and uh, like uh, I think you all are involved now in various discussions with our teams for the technical. From tomorrow onwards, I will be talking to each one of you for the products as well, so that we can customize and send your orders. By next week, most of you will receive your orders, products, and we are ready to start now the selling. But prior to that, the selling and trading of Ayush and herbal medicines, as our team has done an exhaustive research across the country. So there are certain rules for seller, distributor, retailers, doctors, and non-doctors. The disclaimer prior to starting this session is the entire compilation is based upon the framework regulated by the Drug and Cosmetic Act. We are also covering FSSAI in today's discussion because we have both licenses, Ayush, Ayurveda, as well as FSSAI. So some products will be getting as FSSAI, some products will be getting as Ayurveda. And you may also have your own brands and your own ecosystems from where also you can do the business on our platform. We have recently launched the 6% model as well. If you're not aware, you can ask our team about that. So you can be a retailer, wholesaler, distributor, e-seller. What kind of licensing advertising for online sale is required? So that is the entire topic for the day. Let me just quickly start that. So we'll be covering the regulatory framework for like governing the sale, distribution, labeling, and advertising of Ayush and herbal products. Licensing, who needs what? This is a very complicated aspect. I will come to the nitty-gritties, and I will also request each one of you don't get confused today. We will have a one-to-one discussion with all of you, and we will explain the state level challenges are different and state level regulations are also different. So we will touch upon that in one-to-one calls. Today it's a comprehensive session for the entire India. Doctors and non-doctors seller, very important point. So for practitioners, doctors in generally in Ayurveda, herbal, Ayush, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, you can see that most of the doctors are doing their own internal pharmacies and tradings. And unlike allopathy, where they just prescribe and chemist shop do the trading and pharmacy, but in Ayush, most of them do that because the problem is each and every chemist shop does not have, or each and every seller or distributor does not have the entire portfolio. And we also have non-medico sellers and distributors in our ecosystem. So what kind of do's and don'ts and rules and regulations are there? Online sale, what are the online sale e-pharmacy rules? Because technically we are selling online. And what kind of advertising and labeling aspects, maybe as a distributor or stakeholder, you need to keep in your mind. So there are four different bodies when we are going for the online sale. One is the state licensing authorities. As I said, the Drug and Cosmetic Act and technically the states are responsible for implementing. Ministry of Ayush and SIDISCO. In our case, Ministry of Ayush predominantly. FSSAI body, Food Safety and Standards Act, and we also have Ayurveda Har regulations now. So there are some ingredients and some products which will be classified under Ayurveda Har, and we also have FSSAI body as well, and Department of Consumer Affairs for legal aspects and mandatory requirements. So all these four, um, you can say, bodies are responsible for rules and regulations for selling and distribution of any category of products or medicines which we are dealing right now, that is herbal, Ayush, or FSSAI. So manufacturing license, wholesale license, retail license, and renewal self compliance, these four aspects we need to understand. What are the licensing framework for the trade? Manufacturing license is like for the factory, it has to be taken. So whatever products you are getting either from our company or any other company, you should check if they have the manufacturing license or not. Wholesale license generally required to stock and supply medicines in bulk to retailer, hospital, and other distributors. Wholesaler may sell only to licensed buyers. Retail license is required to stock, display, and sell ASU medicines directly to consumers. Apply to pharmacies, general trade counters, and clinic dispensaries. And we need to renew the licenses and also online self compliance declaration, SL inspection. Many things are there depending on state to state. So we have four category of licensing frameworks as far as the ecosystem is concerned. So most of you are under the category of retail license. And also let me put it in this way, few states they do not have a separate license mechanism till now. As far as this category, that is ASU, Ayurveda, FSSAI is concerned. FSSAI definitely it's have. So FSSAI it's very easy. You all can take FSSAI. But for Ayurveda specifically, most of the states still are evolving. And again, as I said initially, one to one we can discuss on your state. And if you have attached Ayurveda doctor, so under that, the DO license, the district license of their setup is sufficient enough to at least they can do the practice from their own setup also, and they can dispense the medicines as well. So this is also applicable. Some states ask for additional licenses as well. So in whatever state you are doing business, do let us know. We'll guide you, and our team will guide you through that as well. So who needs a license to sell? Again, doctors, RMPs, retailers, general trade, wholesaler, distributor, genuinely non-drug sellers. So each category need to have. As I said, the rules are written, but implementation execution is a challenge in many states till now. Recently, in the June only, we got this update on Ayush Suraksha portal, which is there about manufacturing. Nothing is there for retailing, wholesaling right now. We are again checking each and every state, and we will be updating you for your state. But in many states, still it's a challenge in the implementation and execution. We'll guide you on that. FSSI is online and digital. You all can take FSSI. Request you to take FSSI if you are very serious and genuinely focusing upon. Otherwise, you can have Ayurveda doctor support right now for Ayurveda and herbal products. We can guide you on that as well. These two mechanisms right now can be implemented. Otherwise, we have retailers and general trade who are stocking. So now states are saying that they need a retail drug license, but again the implementation is a challenge. So we will like have a one-to-one discussion on this aspect. I don't want to stretch this again and again in this session. Let's focus on the do's and don'ts. First of all, any valid license should be there, or a BMS Ayurveda doctor or Siddha or Unani doctor should be attached to your ecosystem. That is one criteria. You should also see whatever medicines you are stocking should be from the GMP licensed manufacturers. If you have not asked GMP license, I request my team, if they are like seeing this session right now, or maybe later, and if you are seeing this session right now, or maybe the recording you are seeing, please get that for your reference. Our team will be happy to share that with you. And for other companies also, if you are dealing, you should have GMP license check on that as well. Don't sell anything which is not under GMP approved. I repeat, do not sell. In fact, we will also not authorize. I request my team to note down this point, that each and every non internal brand or product which will be listed on our app, we should check the GMP license. So there has to be double check. All of you who are our business associates will be checking, and we will also checking for the non-internal brands. For internal brands, be rest assured, we have the GMP and FSSAI license with us. Keep purchase, sale, and stock registered up to date. Very, very important point. In past, we have seen incidents happen where the purchase, sale, and stock registers were not up to date. It's a very important point. And by the way, in our ecosystem in the app, you get a dashboard where everything is digitally managed, so your life will be easy. It is an automatic system, but still have some manual records for your. You can maintain some diary or some register or whatever if you want. That can be a double ecosystem which you can maintain, which is fine. If you not, at least everything will be digital, and our team can pull the information time to time for your like login account and everything. You can help take help from our team as well. Always ensure that the formulation is getting disclosed. There should nothing should be hidden or blinded. Ingredients should be mentioned. Anything which is above patient interest should not be. So my point is everything can be recessive, but the patient interest should be dominant. So that you need to understand. And always, if you have a suspicion on any spurious or fake drug, kindly report as soon as possible. I think in the session today afternoon also on LinkedIn, I don't know how many you were able to join. If not, you can just check my LinkedIn profile in the name of Vaidya Dr. Piyush Dineja, and I will ask my team to check. I think till now I have seen more than 2000 people have seen the video. It was a very interesting session, and it's beneficial for all of you as well to understand about us more, and many supporting associates and teams you will be getting to work upon now moving forward. So we are very excited about that. And in that also somebody asked this question about spurious and fake drugs, and we clearly mentioned that we are not at all uh, interested in doing any unethical aspect on our ecosystems and our apps as well. Do not assume a treating relationship exempts you from needing a license. Again, as I said, if in your state it is mandatory, take it. If in your state it's in a challenging phase, we can have a way out, and we can also provide you the doctor support as well. Do not accept any rebates or commissions. Do not stock or sell spurious, misbranded. Do not sell any secret or undisclosed formulation. Do not push a costlier proprietary brand, even equal classical formulation for gain, and do not sell any prescription only restricted substance over the counters. These are some don'ts you need to avoid. Now, for non doctors specifically, if you have a valid retail or wholesale drug license, or if you come under some legalities in your state, which we will discuss on one-to-one basis, and also you buy from the licensed manufacturers, always check the label, display MRP, everything should be there. You should maintain your purchase and sale invoices and stock registers. Very, very important point again. Keep the underlying DUS license current for every product you list online, and refer any health query to a registered practitioner. Do not answer it yourself. Again, a very important point, if you are selling, being a non-medico, any technical query, any query regarding the technicalities of the health query, maybe, please refer it to the registered practitioner, and we have a lot of registered practitioner to help you. Do not sell any drug without any ecosystem to be respected. Do not diagnose, prescribe, or recommend a medicine for a specific. You are not supposed to be a doctor, so that is the intent to code these points. We never claim anything like cure or prevent, something like that. So please do not do that in your language or communications as well. Do not sell a FSSAI licensed food nutraceutical product using drug-like disease claims. Do not sell any spurious, unlicensed, or expired. Expiry is very, very important, and we will ensure that you will get a long expiry, fresh stock, all of you. In fact, we are recalling some old stock as we are doing this business from last few years now from our existing distributors and replacing them with the latest one. If it is anything available in the old form, we are doing that just to ensure that everything is up to date and nothing should be expired. Online sale and e-pharmacy rules. Again, registration to sell online. You should be registered to sell online. And special conditions for ASU drugs. As I said, although the allopathic regulations are different and Ayurveda and FSSAI regulations are different, so in that way, the Ayush is still a subject to state matter. This is a very important point which you all need to understand. I repeat, the allopathic ecosystem is a central subject matter, and the ASU is a state level matter. So that's why the licensing requirements and everything is varying from state to state. Although the centralized ecosystem has been started recently, the first step they have done for the manufacturers. Nothing right now is available for retailers and wholesalers in the central ecosystem of ASU or from Ministry of Ayush. It is subject to state right now, I repeat, or maybe to the district level. So it's a bit complex and sometimes create confusions also. So that's why I'm saying last from 20 years we are into this domain. So we will handhold all of you. If required in your state, we'll definitely handhold for the license. And if not, there can be other ways also in terms of connecting with the registered practitioners, degree holders, and the FSSAI license for FSSAI products. All these are there, and we will definitely take it forward from all of you, and we will support you and guide you in that as well. The labeling requirements are very, very important, and again, do not take anything which is not being properly labeled. One more important point which I want to discuss with all of you is, see, are very specific and particular what we are talking about in terms of our products and any product for any company for that matter. You remain in the ecosystem as a trader, as a distributor, as a you can say retailer also. So please do not get into the misleading claims. Do not exaggerate any claim just to push better sales. Please do not indulge into all those activities, because then that can lead to serious consequences as well. So there are so many diseases like cancer, diabetes, around 50 diseases where we can't claim the cure or sometime the prevention or something like that word. So healing, management, or these kind of words should always be there. That we can manage, we can heal, but we can't claim that we can cure or we can prevent or we can mitigate. So these words are very, very specific. Whenever you are starting the business of this, technically some of them are medicines, Ayurveda medicines, and some are food supplements. Please do not use these kind of words in any of your communications, because that again can lead to serious consequences and legal actions as well. So misleading claims can still carry risk. So there has to be caution. And the very important slide again, many people are still confused. Maybe you are also doing, some of you are doing first time, some of you are already in the business, so you know the difference. Let me just clarify and put it in that way. So one category is FSSI, another category is Ayush or ASU drug. So there are two separate categories. The same herb can be sold two ways. I repeat, ashwagandha, for example, can be sold as a food supplement or nutraceutical, or also as a drug as well. So, but the criteria is different. So, for example, in the ASU drug category, the manufactured under a valid ASU manufacturing license is there. In the FSSAI, it is included in the Ayurveda Ahar category. So basically, it's a food, and ASU is ASU drug is a drug. So that is a basic bottom line or a difference which we need to understand. May carry therapeutic disease related claims if it is based on the classical test references or it has been approved under that criteria from the state authority or body. In that way, it can carry the claim. But in supplement or nutraceutical or food category, the basic, very, very important point is should not carry any kind of a claim to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent. So this is the basic bottom line which we need to understand. And in the nutraceutical category, it can have nutraceutical value, but in the drug category, it cannot have a nutraceutical value. So these are some basic differences. And why it was essential today, because we will be dealing with both kind of products. So do not get confused. One is FSSA, another is Ayush, ASU, specifically Ayurveda for the time being to start with. Later on, we can add Siddha or Unani medicines as well. So Ayurveda and this FSSAI. In FSSAI also there is an Ayurveda Har category. So that's why I thought to clarify this particular aspect to all of you. Many of you have inquired about this as well. And this will, I think, will clear confusions and will give you a better clarity way ahead and to do a good amount of business on our apps as well. There are penalties under Drug and Cosmetic Act, license suspension, cancellation, liability for unlicensed practice, advertising, consumer action. So I personally will suggest, please do not create any kind of scope of having all these non-compliances. We always support the compliance. We are a compliance-driven ecosystem. We never do unethical practices, neither we encourage and promote that. That's why we are doing. See, in the first time in the history, many people are saying, some of you are getting impatient now. Don't worry, we'll starting from next week. So why we are taking so much time? Why we are doing all these sessions? Why we are doing all these trainings? Why it is not finally getting live? See, there is an ecosystem we need to respect. There are regulatory bodies. Our responsibility being an aggregator platform is, today is the last, you can say, technical session before we start now the actual business. So our duty is done now. We have created this entire ecosystem for all of you. You all need to now get active, perform, and grow. We always there to support you, to boost you, to give you definitely a good amount of business also to handle, but you have to handle that. So that is the beauty of an aggregator ecosystem, right? So key takeaways from the today's session, and I conclude from today and the previous sessions also. We did technical trainings, we did trainings for the doctors. Today we did the overview for the non-medicos as well, for selling and trading the medicines on an ecosystem, on an app-based ecosystem. So this is what we have completed the circle in the today's afternoon session on LinkedIn. I repeat, please get that link from our team as soon as possible. We have beautifully mentioned the entire ecosystem which you are getting plugged into now. So I think this is one of the lifetime opportunity all of you have. We are committed to grow all of you. We are committed to push all of you in this entire domestic and from September onwards in the entire global ecosystem. And we have done trials. We are very excited about the amount of leads and queries we are getting. So be ready for the floodgates to be open and lots of queries, lots of orders. awesome amount of business all of you will be dealing, but you need to be active, you need to be engaged, you need to be involved, you need to be proactively ensuring that ethically you are building the business with us. License is required, again I am saying, as per the central ecosystems of certain pathies. But again, a disclaimer that for Ayurveda, there are some challenges at state level. We will discuss on one-to-one basis. Non-doctors must never diagnose or recommend medicines that crosses into practicing medicine. So that's why we have an exhaustive ecosystem with thousands of registered practitioners to support all of you who are the sellers and distributors without a medical degree. Online sale is not a licensing shortcut. The same DNC Act rules apply. Keep nutritional and food and nutraceutical claims apart and drug claims separate. Never blur FSSAI and use labeling. Very, very important point. And Rule 170 removal is pre-approval, but disease cure ads claim remain illegal and enforced. Again, a very important point. Never ever use cure or any synonym like that in your communication. So these are the key takeaways of the session. Stay licensed, advise honestly, and build trust are our takeaway. So we are looking forward to have all of you now actively performing on our ecosystem. We are now very much excited in going to the market in coming week. All of you should get the technical sessions done. If not, all of you will start connecting with me. I have some schedule available tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, whenever you are available, for the product understanding, what kind of products we need to send to all of you, so that we can map those products, and now we can make all of you live for the business and for the queries and consultations if you are a doctor, and for the orders if you are a seller and distributor. So thank you so much for all of you on a weekend, especially on a Friday evening so late, all of you are there. Looking forward to have all of you on our ecosystem performing live, doing awesome amount of business. And our team, thanks to my team also for this dedication. And finally, the journey starts now from here. All the best. Any specific question, any particular query, we are always available. Our team is always available to help you out. And let's capture the fraction of a very upcoming, you can say. In fact, I was today posting on my Instagram. If you are connected on my Instagram, the wellness industry has taken over the pharma industry, tech industry, name any leading industry. Wellness is one of the leading industry right now. And all of you, we are welcoming all of you to join this wellness revolution through our apps. First, let's capture Indian ecosystem and market, and then global. So all the best. Let's take it forward from here. For any query, any support, we all are available. Thank you so much. Take care.